Going peace. Hello my loves, marhaba habibete. So today is going to be another installment of And Then I Remembered the Magic. This was requested by my sweet friend Noelle. I will leave her channel down below. I was thinking of doing this guy, but when she requested I'm like, then this has to go up now. I'm talking today about The Curious Incident of the Dog in the Nighttime, which I had known as a book, and it is a book and quite worth the read. But they have since transformed it into a play, and I got the pleasure of going to see it with her. It was one of those plays that actually I was apprehensive. I'd read the book and I really liked the book, but the book is kind of, I thought it was going to be really hard to translate on the screen without coming off at sometimes maybe a little bit insensitive or distasteful. But I was so pleasantly surprised by the way that they told the story on the stage. So the book itself is about a young man who has autism, and the book opens with him discovering that his neighbor's dog has been murdered, and he goes on this quest to try to solve the mystery of the murder. Throughout the book you get a chance to examine life through his eyes, which is, again, in the form of a book, slightly easier to do. I thought it would have been easier to do, but after I've seen the play, I may like the play more than the book, which is interesting. So the play really tries to replicate the kind of emotions and thoughts and chaos at times that happen when he's in certain situations. And so I'm trying to like tell you about it without giving too much away. I think to me there is a scene, which I'm not really going to say it's a spoiler, it might be a bit of a spoiler, so I'm just putting that out there, but I'm not giving away too much of the plot. But there's a scene basically where he's in the underground, like the metro in London, and that can be such a chaotic place for any of us. But for someone with autism, it's sensory overload. And so the way that they get the stage and the lights and the sounds to move, you feel like you're in there with him, like you're in his head with him, experiencing that sensory overload in a way that's really, really just, someone's not happy outside. They didn't get to go see the play. That's just so powerful and so moving. And so throughout the play, there was never a moment where my thoughts sort of dragged or went elsewhere. I was always really in there with him, feeling it. And I think that's owed a lot to the fact that the staging was phenomenal. I'm not going to give too much more of it away, but the way that they use that space is just amazing. And then the way that the actor himself also, I think there are actually two of them because it's such a straining role. By the end of it, he's just like sweating from head to toe. It's a very physically challenging as well as emotionally challenging role to play. But the acting is just on par. There's not a single person on that stage that isn't 100% committed to the role. And I think that's another thing about great theater, is that when every single person is committed 100%, that's amazing. Like, to me, I look at them and I'm like, artists don't get paid the most. Like, you know what I mean? Like, they struggle. And the fact that they're on stage, like, even on their bad day and you can't tell, that's a sign of an amazing artist. So for me, that was it. It was acting that was superb throughout. It was staging that was so innovative and so different that it was just really, really powerful. And you just felt uplifted. Like, in a story like that, it can be very easy to leave feeling depressed and frustrated and sad, and you have your moments with it, but when you can leave feeling so uplifted and smiling, and there are moments that were funny, it was just all over a really, really great play. So that is it. That's what I wanted to share with you, this little moment of magic that re-inspired me and reinvigorated me. I highly, highly recommend highly, highly recommend it. I will leave the link to the show down below, but yeah, it's easily one of my favorites of all time at this point. I'm going to do some points of positivity and then that will be it. But share with me your experience with a book, with a play, yeah, all that kind of good stuff down in that comment section. My first point of positivity is a really productive night yesterday of filming and editing. I'm trying to get a bunch of things pre-filmed where I can, because I know it's going to be craziness around here with exams and summer and moving out and all that kind of stuff. So I had a really productive and fun day of filming and editing yesterday, which was awesome. My second hand in hand with that is chatting with my sweet Noelle. I will link her channel down below. It's fun to get to like voice message each other and like remind ourselves that there's a world outside these four walls, and you know, that's good to be reminded of. And then my third point of positivity is my mom, who I got to chat with yesterday. I was a little bit stressed and a little bit overwhelmed, but she like talked me down, which Moms are amazing for that. So yeah, that's what's making me smile today. As always, share with me what's making you guys smile. I want to send you ever so much love. Thank you as always for being here, and I can never leave you without reminding you that life is just way too short to wear boring lipstick. Bye guys.